talked a good bit about tests and the availability and design of those, but we wanted to expand a little bit about an option that you have, which is surveys. So again, we're going to go into our training materials toggle and our training material drop-down menu, and we're going to scroll down to surveys down here at the bottom. Much like the majority of the items you can upload within Docebo, you do have to have a title for your item. So we're just going to do survey example. Again, you can expand and give directions for how you'd like your learners to understand what should be done within your survey, or any information you'd like to give to your learners up front. A lot of that will depend on your course design and the information you're provided by your planners. You may also like to visit the additional information tab. This is where you can provide more information to your learners, and you can also personalize any thumbnails that will be displayed to your learners. This is just an option to do additional course enhancement, but not required. So we're going to stick with the basics for this example, and we're going to move forward with just giving our survey a title. We're going to scroll down, and we're going to do Save Changes. Once you've created your survey, which we have, we then have to get started uploading questions. So one thing to keep in mind, the options within survey vary from the options within tests. So there are a little bit of overlap, and that can be seen over here. The overlap includes the options of single and multiple choice and text answers. However, one thing that varies greatly and is not an option provided with uploading tests are Likert scales. So for today's example, we're going to play around with that option. So we're going to click Likert scale. And so a key point and something to remember that's often confused and has to be reformatted. For this area that says question, you are going to be providing your learners with the instructions for the specific items you're asking them. So you would say something like, please answer the following. And then you would actually provide your questions to your learners. And so those questions may be something like, I am understanding the basics. And then again, you're going to hit that green toggle, and that's going to give you an option, and you've now added that question. Much like the rest of the coursework, you can click this pen and paper, and that will allow you to edit. So if I made a typo, I can edit there. And I'm going to do one more question that says, I feel positive in my Docebo outlook. And so now let's say we have two questions ready. We need to define our scale for what the learner's options are to select when they're going through this survey we're providing. Another key point when working within Likert scales through surveys, you have to have the defined scale matched throughout your survey. For example, let's say in this survey we have our two questions, and we're going to do a quick scale. That scale is going to have to be the same throughout the entire survey. Now, we may create multiple surveys in our training material, and those multiple surveys can have different scales, but we cannot mix our scales on the same survey. Docebo will not allow it. To continue on with our example, let's say our scale is somewhat agree, and again, we're just going to click that and add it. Agree, disagree, and somewhat disagree. So we're adding that in, say save changes. So now we have one question with one Likert scale. The best check and the best follow through anytime you make modifications in Docebo, which we have said throughout this tool bag, is to go into Learner View and see if what you put in looks the way you want it to look and looks the way your planners have said they want the materials to look. We're going to see our survey. So we're going to click Begin Survey. And there we go. So we see that it is a Likert scale. Please answer the following. I'm understanding the basics. Agree. I feel positive in my Docebo outlook. Hopefully you say you agree and you submit. And now that's that, and you've completed your survey.